Finished that first session, so they've just had an hour off. And first penalty of the match goes to the Aviators.
Exactly that, an hour well needed, Nick. As you say, these teams ran ragged in their first outings. Firstly, using that excitement and nervous energy, potentially 8 months, some of these players, since they've actually picked up a rugby ball competitively. So no matter how much training you do, there's nothing that replicates that first game. There's one man on screen who really did stand out, Mayer. An absolute cannon of a boot, but nothing changes in rugby. You get your breakdown right, you get your offloads going. There's a chance you're going to compete, but there, unfortunately, rugby's laws going against Mayer. You can see coming in from the side, JP O'Doyle. How good has he been as a referee? And that's exactly what you need from the officials.
Well, we'll catch up with the chat he was having with you in the break and some of the little things he's finding out. Our officials are well across all of the laws, the rules and regs, but there are also things that they're noticing as we learn our way through this new version of an oval ball game. But here are the Aviators queuing up on the 22, looking to try and make their impact, and it's Moni Tongawea who puts a bit of muscle into that last challenge, and now looking to try and find an outside line on the outside as JP Earloff back through Simmer, just trying to find a bit of room, but the defensive line from the Rhinos is excellent. Now Patrick Regan came forward there, but was actually driven by his own player off his feet, but the actual player on the ball has done a very decent job. Looks like that's Yuri van Vuren, who has worked pretty hard.
And you can hear the noise coming in the sideline, the energy of this Rhinos team from that defensive display. And often when you see games such as sevens or potentially other versions of tens around the world, everyone celebrates the attack, but it's the defence that makes the difference. You get that right, it's a wonderful platform to play off.
2.5 minutes played, yet to have a score in our first game of the second session.
There's a bit of an injury. You can see the twisted ankle. That's a lot of weight going through a leg as well. We hope he's all right.
With the Aviators, they are playing with 10 on the field now, with the man down, I think. So JP Doyle has just had to pause play, given the player down. Or has he? No, in fact, it was all lost forward on the floor.
Well, I'm assuming he's been substituted because that was technically 11 man on the field with a man injured, but played no further part. I think he might need some bigger assistance either side of him, trying to carry off a Rhino.
It's like two men moving a wardrobe.
Before the ball comes in, you've got to trust me that ball ain't coming in.
Well, it's never good to see a bit of isolation in the middle. Went for that twisted tackle, as you can see the roll. Paddy Ryan, not good.
Well, he's led off with Quincy, the Aviators physio, who will give him the once-over. I certainly hope he's all right, but it did look like a tricky, twisting fall, didn't it? But here are the Rhinos. Vinart just did well to come in off his wing and find a little gap, but then he couldn't hold on to it.
Well, it's a shame, because not only is that outstanding hair, that was a formidable handoff.
You'd think if you've come to a tens event with hair like that, you're going to win hairstyle of the day, and then Vili Tolatau turns up, and you're going to come in second place.
You can see that's some fend right in the chest, upper throat. Nothing much you can do against it, but lost the control. You're exactly right. He's got a couple of years ahead of him, to be honest. But that's, look at it in the wind.
Crouch.
Beautiful, complete envy.
Fine.
Sea anemone of hair.
Set.
Aviators. They're confident in their dominance in that area. A couple of teams have stood up to it fairly well. Agreed over the course of the week, the teams discussing in order for the safety of the game. 2 metre shove is probably about what should be allowed. Kyle Bailey, the Canadian international, has captained Canada in his career, is careering forward, and then Simmer sent a little bit loose as comes back to Tian Lutz. Another little bit of dancing from JP Earloff.
Tackler, get out of there!
Simmer. Ball has been floated over the top. Is it going to work for the Aviators here? Tongawea just trying to step in. Good commitment in the tackle from Vinart. Oh, and then it was just nudged backwards on the touchline. But now Bailey, the Aviators almost looking momentarily like a 15 side. They've drawn the forwards in and were then sending it down the back line. And the Rhinos get penalised for not rolling away.
Well, it's that man just getting up on the floor, Bailey. That really is showing his work rate, be it 15s or 10s. The big Canadian international. I remember seeing him out in the qualifiers in Marseille for their efforts for the World Cup, which they qualified for. And I was just thinking, there's almost like 3 of them on the pitch. He is everywhere.
He was out on the scooters, which is the preferred method of transport in Bermuda over the course of the week. And he got T-boned by some lady behind him on a scooter who didn't notice that he was indicating right. She went over the handlebars. She's fine, by the way. Barely a scratch on him.
That doesn't surprise me. Go for the bike, to be honest.
I'll go for you. Maybe I can. Throw it. Take it.
JP Doyle is having to run and retrieve the ball as fast as possible here, I think. Former scrum half.
Oh, any excuse for him to throw that ball in. JP Doyle, just stop it.
Talking to you a few moments ago about how much fitter than most of the players he was, I think, wasn't he?
Do once.
He is a CrossFit Gauze, but we love him. One of the greatest in the world game. Aviators are stopped just half a metre short. They will look to try and go now. They will come through the middle. It's a bit of a high tackle. Referee playing an advantage. And we will come back for the penalty. Lewis was just stopped short. What's going to be the decision here?
Well, I imagine just seeing how their first game went, they'll go for a scrum. Absolutely. Even though they've lost Paddy Ryan, some set piece. This is why we're there. A little bit of a high shot. Takes the ball forwards, Lutz, and just that, call it a seatbelt tackle across the top. Difficult because you try and target a ball there because you know he can score it, but it's well blocked. And this is certainly going to be some platform for Ohio to have. Very difficult to stop them this close to the line.
Well, I know that they can ask questions of scrum time, but they've just lost the footing there.
Don't slip. Let's go, form up, let's go, crouch, come on.
And Elof, one of the most elusive that we've seen today. He's got a one-on-one on this near side.
Wind up.
He's going to fancy that. About 30 metres.
Wait.
Bottom of screen.
Wait for the ball.
He's going to want this ball, and he's probably going to score.
They've been told to use it. Scrum had moved in such a direction that it made more sense for the Aviators to come out to the right side, but Benzema's got himself caught in some traffic.
Ball available.
Right in front of the posts.
Come out.
It's there for Bailey. Bailey will try and take 2 tacklers with him. Possible tackle off the ball there that they may need to have a little look at, but then they fling it out wide, but nothing that JP Elof could do about that. And Mikey Teo is tapping hands with Courtney Vina because they are pretty happy with the defensive effort.
Well, eventually he got the ball, Nick, but not soon enough. This guy's electric. All he wants is that one-on-one. Little short pass to hold him up. Defenders commit. The one-hand flick just too far in front, and even a Superman dive could not help him get that ball in hand. What a shame. What a shot as well. What an angle that is.
Wilton Series, first game of our second session. Ohio Aviators against Rhinos. Rhinos are part of the Rhino Academy, which is based in Southern California. Mikey Teo playing the scrum half role, and Aviators pushing through. That is a brilliant little work from Teo to throw that ball over to Vina. Sean Riley comes forward to try and tidy things up for the Aviators.
No, leave it.
Rodriguez is trying to get in there. Mayo was told to leave it, so he ends up just coming straight through and over the ball and out of the way. Bryce Campbell is looking for it, but the Rhinos have managed to wrestle it back. Brilliant work from the boys in green. And what about that from Mikey Teo? We're playing on. Dominguez trying to get the run on the outside. Always come in and out, but I don't think he quite knew that he was being hunted down from behind by JP Elof.
Held, well done. Onside, please, Aviators, get onside.
Teo, Patrick Regan looking to try and support his skipper. And now play it away. Matthews, Mayer, quick hands, that's what they wanted. JP Vina now has it, able to get it off. One more, but Conor Kendrigan couldn't hold on to it. Vina back inside for Mayer. Vina is bundled into touch, but the Rhinos are over for the score. They break the deadlock in this match.
You want a challenge?
Yes. And I think we have our first. Oh, I think the question was asked of JP Doyle if there was going to be a challenge, but the try has been awarded. I wondered if there was a knock-on a little way back there.
Absolutely.
I too heard the word challenge. We'll have a conversation with JP Doyle as they walk off now.
Okay, let's
And here it comes, Nick.
See if that was a knock-on, please. Challenge from Ohio.
So Ohio are
Yes, please.
putting in the very first
Yes, it was. It was the last phase.
captain's challenge. So they think that there was a knock-on a little bit further back in play.
Only got 2 phases to look at.
Well, I think referee Doyle has said that's gone backwards. I mean, the interesting thing about this challenge is you've now really got to ask a referee like JP Doyle to admit that he might have made an error.
Which is a brave decision.
Yeah, I'd like
Captain's challenge can only be used, incidentally, in the act of scoring a try. The other team can wind it back to 2 phases. And they have played their hand. If they are correct, then they get to keep their challenge.
JP, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't believe the ball is knocked on.
Yeah, he loses it forward and then he pushes it backwards.
It's one of the...
Try. So he lost it forward, but he pushed it backwards, so it rolled backwards, so the try is awarded. No? Yeah, he can, because it didn't hit the ground. He used to play it backwards. So try awarded.
Heard it from the referee himself, Nick. And one of the strange nuances, I guess, in the game of rugby, the ball can bounce forward, but if the act is it going backwards, then it's not a knock-on. It confuses quite a lot of kids when you see the game being played.
Yeah, we get it.
But always play to the referee's whistle, as they say. Great, though, that conversation can happen. Very different for the game of rugby, but I think welcomed.
So Mayer is looking to go for an orange conversion here, which will add 2 points to the tally. And he manages to slot it right on the hooter as well. Don't know whether our hooter man just waited for the moment he was in his mid-run-up to activate that one. So half-time, Ohio Aviators 0, Rhinos Rugby 7.
Not much. How about you?
Are you answering my text in person?
I am, yeah.
The Nissan Altima, now offering the most tech-advanced engine in its class.
At T-Mobile, we believe you should get more. That's why we merged with Sprint. Now, it's about to get even better. And as we work to integrate Sprint's network, our nationwide 5G keeps getting stronger, with the capacity and coverage to reach more people and places across the country. Who says you can't have it all? Now is the time for 5G. Now is the time to join T-Mobile.
How about no?
No.
No way. Come on, no.
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 No. Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
Just getting started for the second half then. JP Doyle keen to get things restarted. My name's Nick Heath. Delighted to have your company for day one of the inaugural World 10 Series. We're coming to you live from Bermuda. Alongside me, Rob Vickerman, former England Sevens captain.
Oh, New York. Yeah, okay.
And we are all having a really good look at this new game we've got. Plenty of little details. Interesting stat there. Do you see that? 68% possession to Ohio Aviators, but it's Rhinos who are leading on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
They went for the simple 2-point conversion. Option could be to go all the way back to halfway and slot 5. We've seen a couple of them. We know they've got it in their armoury in Ben Sima, but not used just now.
Okay. Well timed. Onside, 6 move.
Carl Mayer, of course, the one with the big boot for the side. Now here come the Rhinos again. It's been lost forward now then. Will the Aviators try and play it? Oh my goodness, that was absolutely delightful. But now Will Magee trying to get up ahead of steam. Gather up from Regan in the middle. Rodriguez gets it away. John Sullivan.
5, you haven't got that one.
Rodriguez. Magee wants to put it through for Bryce Campbell, and Campbell's tearing after this, but the Rhinos almost get in each other's way, and Courtney Vinar has, I think, just clocked one in the chops there. Just taken one in the Adam's apple, I think. He's just sunk to his haunches just off camera, but we continue. Regan gets it back. They're going to need someone else to get in there and continue the momentum that Rhinos have got here.
You're on the ground, 6, leave it, 6. Hands on ground.
Rhinos holding on to possession here a little more than they were able to in that first half. Regan gets a way to bounce out of the first tackle.
Oh, you missed it. No, don't play. Play on. Come on, get on with the game. Why are you yelling at me?
Players looking on the outside, but there was nobody right in the pocket, and Sean Riley was there to scamper onto it.
Neck grab.
It's a high tackle. Clear out attempted, and now the changes that the players were hoping to make, or the coaches were hoping to make, can now all happen. Both sides, making as many changes as they can.
Well, that's an absolute howitzer of a kick, using a bit of the wind that would tend to sense up here. But it comes from the penalty that now massively shifts the territory down to a high quarter. Rhinos ball looking strong.
Wait.
Rhinos with an opportunity then. Regan at the front. Kindrigan. It's going to be Kindrigan who helps try and lift Regan. All popped up. Member of the UCLA team, which finished third in the West Coast Pac-7s tournament. Patrick Regan. A tackle from he was enough in midfield just to slow the Rhinos down, but then Matthews was just showing that ball back inside, but bounces off one tackle, gets into
outside
the second.
Aviators.
Tio had to reach to get it. Kendrigan, who's desperate to find himself in a bit of space and build up a head of steam, but is being well tracked by the defences at the minute. Tio goes with the dummy, and JP Doyle is not too happy.
Just stop. Right, very simple. You have the option now. I can send you off, or you can play the game. You are the assist tackler. You have to let go. Next outburst, you're gone. It's very simple, because you've been wrong twice.
JP Doyle not taking any of it then?
But now very quickly, I think some of these MLR players are realising that you can't do that to JP Doyle.
Rhinos go quickly. Matthews, he's done well to ride that first tackle. 4 metres out. Kendrigan is just to the side. Then it's Tio. Tio goes with a shorter ball for Mayer, but Mayer couldn't hold it. Thought he might have been busting his way through, but it'll be a scrum to the Aviators, and a few of them are just taking a minute to get back to their feet here.
Yeah, you can see at this point again the heat really taking effect, not only on the players' cardiovascular systems, but also the sweat on the hands. Mayer, he's been a star of the show for the Rhinos, and Tio got a lovely ball away to him, but just can't quite keep hold of that ball. It's a lovely line he took, nice simple tip play, spots that nice short line he ran, and the hands weren't ready for it, but just couldn't keep hold of it. Maybe his arms are too big.
Here we go. Okay, time on, let's go.
So interesting point of the field for the changes to be made as well, just to bring a bit more energy on for the Aviators while they've got this scrum in their own 22. Rhinos are proving themselves to be quite the fly in the ointment. That's not to discredit everything they're doing incredibly well. Sima. Going to try and create some room on that outside, but Rhinos get themselves over. Mikey Tio tried to get through the middle of that, but JP Doyle saying that Tio was well out of it and ball was lost. Haven't seen too much deep kicking in the game so far, and actually that has worked out very nicely.
And it's surprising we haven't. You know, we said about this Ohio pack being massive. You just want to compete, but when the ball's kept in, they don't get a chance to.
Dominguez is well pinned to the floor, but it was a nice little run by the Argentinian, but the ball was out, said JP Doyle, and now they've got the opportunity. They play it back inside the Aviators into the hands of Eric Howard onto the scoreboard in the first game.
No, you're tackler.
In the first session for the Aviators. Now Bailey.
Stop, captain of the team. Skipper of this team.
So JP Doyle, I think, is needing to lay the law down for a bit more back chat here.
Your team are just screaming the whole game. Plainly over the captain. Next guy to scream. Keep it within the bounds. Scrum, blue ball.
So the next man to scream at JP Doyle about any of the decisions is going to be in the bin.
Well, that's a very quick lesson in terms of JP's values as a referee, certainly from the Premiership. His knowledge is phenomenal. And when these players are questioning these decisions at breakdown, he's clearly taking that personally.
Talking to some of the other referees, and they talk about the fact that JP has a very quick speed of mind and speed of thought. He can see what's going to happen next a lot quicker than others, to the point that he can get frustrated with others when they don't see the game like he does. But he's certainly not going to take any anything from any of these players while he lays the law down, and quite right. Aviators, they get over the ball, but they do manage to hold on to it. Simmer then releases back inside. Campbell on the little crash ball, but Mayer saw him coming.
Onside, please.
Dominguez putting pressure on Simmer, and now they try and go through Earloff, looking to try and create some room on the outside for Rodriguez. Certainly quick when he gets going, isn't he? Stepped himself almost into the tackle there, and as a result, he's lost the ball.
And these two teams certainly up there in terms of their physicality, and the way they're playing the game of tens means that it's much more of an arm wrestle. Territory plays more of a factor, and as you can see from the scoreboard, just not as fast flowing as a previous game we've seen from the first session. So it's about getting the ball, it's about keeping the ball, and with this bit of breeze, perhaps using a bit more kicking.
When it went round, both 50-50s would be more like. Hey, 20. Come on. Jamie Goodmore can do that, you can't.
So the changes are onto the field, and now they just need to make sure they've got the calls right.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
Wait for the ball, Ohio. Crouch.
Aviators have dropped Rodriguez back towards the halfway.
Go!
Tio goes for the long pass. Going to find a little bit more room down this left side. What are the options going to be? Earloff comes in to try and make the tackle, then into Rodriguez. It's a decent drive in the tackle from Hidalgo. Got them outside the 22. Then Tio. Regan. Not the tallest, but does see himself as a second row, Patrick Regan. 7 second row perhaps, but seems to be doing the job here. Now then, that risky pass from Tio.
Get outside,
liable for the occasional error like that. And it's handed possession back to the Aviators, who come thundering forward through Brad Tucker, but he's lost it. And now, can the Rhinos take advantage of a bit of broken field? The gaps might just be beginning to open, but they've got to try and take advantage of them, and now they might do. And Rhinos are away. Hidalgo is in open water. He's being chased by Simmer, but he's not going to get close. And Rhinos get their second try of the game with 2 minutes left on the clock of the match.
And we're seeing there a perfect example how it's not necessarily about that territory. It's about what you're going to do when you got it. And the defence for this Rhinos team has been outstanding. Any opportunity to pry and turnovers, they've taken it. And this was a lovely little offload. Kept hold of the ball, bounced on the inside, and then off he goes. Broken play, no one near.
You've only got 20 seconds.
And here comes Mayer with a 5-pointer. He fancies himself from the halfway, and he has got a cannon of a boot with a bit of a win.
JP Doyle has been reminding him that it's a 45-second shot clock, and my goodness me, he's given it a lick. He hasn't quite got it from the centre spot. But I think we can catch up with Elmer Smith, who is down on the touchline with Zach Striffler, who I think is looking after things from a management side. Elmer.
I'm down on the sideline with Taylor Howden, the coach of the Ohio Aviators, who lost a player to injury. You don't have the full lowdown, you were saying?
Yeah, unfortunately, Paddy went down early on in the game here, and I don't actually know what's wrong with him just yet, but I'm hoping for the best, obviously.
Behind on the scoreboard at the moment, what do you want to see from your boys?
I just wouldn't mind seeing the ball go through the air a bit more. We're kind of holding on to the pill, not really using the weapons on the edge that we're trying to achieve. Yeah, just a little bit more usage of the ball.
And the Rhinos are running on 6 new players at every break. You guys aren't as quick to use the rolling subs?
No, we've got a system with our subs that we're trying to do, and you know, the full credit to the Rhinos. They've been running their subs well, and yeah, we're behind on the scoreboard, so it's unlucky for us at the moment.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Challenge ball by Rhinos. Time off, please.
Well, thank you, Elmer. I was trying to see who was under the bucket hat. Of course, it was Taylor Howden and not Striffler. But we now have a little look at a potential try from the Ohio
Sam, what have you got,
Aviators.
please?
And this is not a captain's challenge, is it? This is just a little look at the TMO that JP Doyle has asked.
It's a big old bat of the hand. All he needs to do is put it down. Oh, a little finger job there. Why would you go for such a big whack when you just have to just push it down? Never realised that.
Can you play that again at the other angles?
He's got to be in control of it.
Oh, he missed it on that angle. You don't swat a fly with a 25-yard runner.
Okay, can we play it through in real terms? Because the ball's bouncing, isn't it? So that's a key indicator that he probably didn't have hand and ground at the same time, because the ball can't bounce if he does that.
One more view, please, Sam.
Always difficult to see in the old slow-mo.
Okay, so he's bounced that down with his forearm, Rob.
It's JP Doyle.
Yeah, we got a penalty advantage.
I'd go with that decision.
So Rob, no try.
That's an absolute shocker.
No try. Knock on. We're going to go penalty here.
So Rhinos come flooding back, and they're now trying to make changes as well.
Over here.
Come the cavalry.
Over here, buddy.
There was a penalty advantage being played, as referee Doyle said. So Aviators didn't manage to get the 5-pointer, but now they've got the penalty.
Leave it. Here we go.
Aviators trying to find room for Riley on the outside.
Tackle her out, leave it, Green. No, they're not, they're driving.
Can they build to a score here? Even with the 5-point conversion, it's not going to be enough. And in fact, they've coughed it up. Rhinos know all they need to do is clear the ball off, and it is a second victory of the day for them. Regan heard the note and is able to clear. Rhinos pick up their second victory of the day, and the Aviators, having come past Phoenix earlier, taste defeat for the first time. 2 tries, the likes of Meyer and Hidalgo with the breakaway in that second half. It has given us a final score of the Ohio Aviators 0, Rhinos 12 in our first game of the second session.
I really like the look of the Rhinos team. They're getting a grip of this 10s tournament, and they are striking it. Big old stake of their name, because their tactics are spot on, playing to their strengths, which is their defence. Outstanding tackling throughout the whole game, with 0 tackles missed and 24 made. That's their standout, that's their strength, and that's why they're looking really strong here in the World 10s.
Well, another victory for the Rhinos. They march on. Our next match in our second session will be Phoenix against the Miami Sun. Come back in just a moment.